This is Cheryl Lee on Radio Adelaide 101.5 FM. Join me for our Livewire segment where we'll have a chat to some of the awesome talent we have playing around our fabulous town. Today we speak to an extremely versatile Adelaide artist who is both a blonde bombshell and a jazz queen to find out who Chuck is in love with.
Be with me down at the theater no more. And how come he don't turn off the TV and he hang the sign on the door? Well, call and we call. How come we say, hey, what can make a boy behave this way? Yeah, well, he learned all the lines now, and every time he don't stutter when he talks. It's true. He sure is a quite this cool sort of jazz when he walks. Well, wears his jacket and his old blue jeans. If this ain't healthy, then it's some kind of clean. Don't you know Chucky's in love? Chucky's in love. Chucky's in love. Chucky's in love. I don't believe what he's saying to me. This is something I gotta see. Well, is it here? Look in the pool hall. Well, is he here? Look in the drugstore. Is he here? No, he don't come here no more. Tell you what, I saw him. He's sitting behind me at the penitentiaries, and whatever it is he's got up his sleeve, well, I hope it ain't contagious. Well, what's her name? That her there? Christ, I think he's even combed his hair. Well, is that her? What's her name? Oh, it's never gonna be the same. Well, that's not her. I know it's wrong, 'cause Chucky's in love with a little girl who's singing this song. Don't you know Chucky's in love? Oh, Chucky's in love. Ba-da-ba-da. Chucky's in love. Chucky's in love. He's in love, he's in love, he's in love with me. Ba-da-ba-da-doo, ba-da-doo, ba-ba-doo-doo-doo, ba-da-doo, ba-ba-doo, ba-da-doo, ba-bom.
Welcome to Livewire this week. We're joined live in the studio with Bonnie Lee Galea and Quinton Dunn. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, it's nice to be here.
Now, I was just interested in hearing how you first discovered your fabulous singing voice and how you two discovered each other.
I think everyone as a kid used to sing, surely, and write lyrics and dance in front of the TV. If not, maybe I'm the only one. I've always loved music but never realised that I had a voice that I might be able to use that in my working life and people enjoy to hear it. So it's wonderful because music is such a universal language. I love so many diverse styles of music. I didn't start off singing. I started off as a croupier here in Adelaide. I was born in Adelaide and I left in 1991 and travelled the world with my croupier job. But in between I met people and would go to jam sessions or join people. We'd start a little band and sing, but never as a serious thing. I never considered it as a serious profession. Something was leading me that way, you could say. And it didn't really take off until I returned to Australia and went and lived up in Darwin, being around great musicians that have been doing it all their lives rather than me starting at 33, moving to Brisbane and then moving back to Adelaide in 2010. So I was never doing shows until after I met Quinton. I needed a bass bass player. Would have loved to have done a CD. He said, well, you've got a band, let's do it. Why don't we do it right now? Where? Oh, at my studio. I think it was his ploy.
I needed work in the studio.
And a girlfriend.
And it looked like a pretty good project. Well, Bonnie kept saying, I wish I could make a CD. Studio's free on Tuesday.
We did my first CD. I didn't want to do originals for the first CD, but they are originals of someone else's. So we've done a second CD, which is now one of the shows. And now I've developed 4 different shows over the last 5 years, which have been quite successful, especially the last one, which we did at the Arca in the Fringe.
We did a whole season, I think we did.
5 shows in the daytime.
So 6 shows.
Blonde Bombshells of Jazz. I asked another fantastic artist here in Adelaide to join me, Kerry Reid. She's an actress and a singer and a comedian. 11 different blonde bombshells, 18 to 21 different songs. So it's been seen a little bit in Adelaide, but we're hoping to take it to the Adelaide Cabaret Festival in 2020.
You heard it first here on Radio Adelaide.
You'll have to come up and see us sometime.
People may have seen Bonnie Lee and Quinton around in a couple of different versions.
So we've got the shows and then we have bands, which are bands around town. People put me in that jazz category. I've named the bands differently. So we have Jazz in Cheek, Bonfire Blues.
That would be plain blues then.
That would be the blues.
I see.
And most of them are from a trio up to a 5-piece or 7-piece band. But Bonfire Blues has done the Jail Blues Festival and also Guitars in Bars at the British just recently, which was fantastic. Again, we played there last year. It was a Saturday night. People love dancing to that bit rockabilly.
Yeah, Bonnie doesn't do blues like a lot of Adelaide bands do blues, which is kind of the rock blues kind of sound. She looks more at the older sound of women singing the blues, which is often a little more sophisticated, swingy, classier, I think.
Classy rock. Bonnie Raitt in there and Aretha and Etta as well.
Right. So Aretha's not bad.
But still keeping that old school. But it's good to have a variety and not do the same as everybody else,
like
I think.
You do
That's what we
Ruth
need
Brown
to do.
And Etta James and some of the great women singers of the blues.
Love Ruth Brown.
I sing a bit of B.B. King and Ray Charles at those gigs. They're not bad either, those guys.
And Big Mama Thornton.
Yeah, you do the Big Mama Thornton.
That's because we have the same birthday. She's 40 years older than me. We do foreign music. I love singing foreign languages. I do a lot of French songs, Portuguese, Hebrew. We've got a Christmas show and Christmas band with fun Christmas songs. No carols, sorry. We'll leave that to carols by candlelight. We're actually doing the Norwood Twilight Christmas concert for the Norwood Council. Available to do those dinner show packages, private functions.
You know, Christmas will be here before we know it. So now is the time to be booking their Christmas functions and their Christmas entertainment, no matter what your taste is, whether it's jazz, whether it's blues, because you do everything from the 1920s to the current day music. If anybody wants to have a little look at what shows are available to book, get onto the website.
Oh, it's my name, bonnieleegalea.com. There's a bands page, there's a shows page, there's a corporate page.
And the diary of what's coming up. And we haven't mentioned You Must Remember This.
That's another show that we do as well. That show is about classic Hollywood movie songs. And also Bessie Billy Diner. We're looking in a date for that in the Adelaide Fringe. And I'm thinking that we're going to give the Blonde Bombshells a rest because we would like to see it in the Adelaide Cabaret Festival. So during the Fringe, I will probably present Bessie Billy Diner, which is about those 3 amazing women of blues who all died before the age of 45.
And you're going to have a song on a new CD coming out quite soon.
Wayward Woman Blues is what she's named it. There's some great artists on there.
Yeah, Bonnie and I are on there.
And Mark Fitzgibbon.
Yeah, Mark was a fantastic, wonderful piano player who, when we said to people, we're going to Melbourne to do this session with Mark Fitzgibbon, the piano players in Adelaide went, Mark Fitzgibbon? He's the best piano player in Australia. Oh, they were very impressed. There's lots of great musicians in Adelaide. Truly there are.
I'm sure you'll have an interview at some point and he'll be able to tell you all about, he performed with John Swan and he's got his own band, The Beggars, performs with the Hall of Famers. And
I'm talking to John Swan after this.
Today?
Today.
What a
Quinton
coincidence.
was on his If I Were a Carpenter. That's Quinton playing bass on that track.
That was a great session, that one. Turned out really good.
Yeah, and they were on Countdown. And Quinton was in Invisible Mendez.
Lots of bands. Morpheus, my old band
yes.
from the 70s, which
Oh, my
has had a
gosh.
couple of reunions. And we're
Like I
talking
said,
about,
I started at 33. He's been doing it all his life. So
yeah.
always hearing new stories.
It's a funny thing about the music, it never seems to go away. I started out, when I was young, I thought, oh, this will be good, without any thought to how long I would be doing it. And I'm still doing it, and I just see that I'll be doing it forever. There's always more things to learn.
Where can we find you coming up soon?
We recently did a show at the Two Sisters for Bastille weekend with Alva Lodz on guitar. So I did a whole range of French songs. It was very good because I had my cold at the time, so I sounded very French talking through the nose.
Oui, oui.
This was only last week, so I'm just over it now. We're also performing Saturday, August 24th, Bonfire Acoustic Trio at the PA Hotel at Gawler, doing a whole lot of acoustic numbers like the Ricky Lee Jones, Steely Dan, Fleetwood Mac, Bob Marley, 10cc. And we're back at the PA again with Jazz in Cheek on September 29th.
Pop onto Bonnie Lee's website. We're going to go out with a live performance. Bonnie Lee, Galea and Quinton Dunn.
Thanks so much, Cheryl. So this is a song called My Sweet Hunk of Trash. Quinton's going to be Louis Armstrong and I'm going to be Billie Holiday. It's one of the feature songs in my show Bessie, Billie, Dinah, which is about Bessie Smith, Billie Holiday and Dinah Washington. You don't add up too much, ain't got that glamour touch. You're a trifling lazy, ain't worth a cigarette ash. But you're still my good for nothing, my sweet hunk of trash. You know you're very short on looks, dumb when it comes to books.
Hey, who you calling
Stay
short?
full of corn just like a sucker dash. But you're still my good for nothing, my sweet hunk of trash.
Let me get a word in here, Bonnie. You say I've been worrying you for years. I'm like a barfly mooching beers, while you're working hard on that hot stove stinging hash.
Work my fingers down the elbows, I do.
Well, I might be good for nothing, I'm your sweet hunk of trash.
First to admit it, baby.
You say I'm running all over this town, chasing the ladies up, then chasing them down. Well, how can that be true? I got no money, you never give me any cash. I might be good for nothing, I'm your sweet hunk of trash.
Now just listen here, Pops. You know you lie about your youth.
I'm just a little bit lazy with the truth, Bonnie.
How lazy can you be with all those chicks you try and make a day?
It's not like that.
But you're still my good for nothing, my sweet hunk of trash. Now when you stay out very late,
What do you mean?
you sure make me mad to wait. 'Cause you come home too tired to raise just one
I resemble
eyelash.
that comment.
But you're still my good for nothing, my sweet hunk of